through the light of the tunnel to the dark side of the tunnel. People get scared as they enter this realm. You might see the monks, the ghost of the monks. You might see the ghost of the Roman soldiers that appear through one side of the wall, then disappear through the other side of the wall. This is not a place you want to be alone. Devil's Bridge, one of the spookiest places in the country, from Roman soldiers, medieval monks, hovering spirits. The saying goes, do not come alone. In fact, do not come here at all. This is known as one of the spookiest places in Hertfordshire. It's called Devil's Bridge on Spooky Lane. The real name is Roman Road, and lots of ghostly goings-on have happened here over the years. There have been many sightings here of the Bornholm medieval monks that once lived at the nearby Asad House, hovering in mid-air. Also Roman soldiers, hence the name Roman Road. People come here to be scared and to scare each other. They never disappointed, and they never come back. Ashridge House, founded as a monastery with 700 years of history. Devil's Bridge over there in that direction. Ashridge House has just as many interesting ghost stories. This historical house, like so many across the country, are full of ghostly tales that chill your spine. Part of you wants to see the ghost, but part of you does not. When darkness falls and the daylight has faded, friendly places can become unworldly. Here at Ashridge House, Bornholm monks have been seen, shadowy figures that cause you to feel a chill down your spine. You look away and then you look back and it is gone. As darkness falls, the portraits seem to be moving. There's a chill in the air. One of the ghost stories at Ashridge House is of a horse and carriage with 4 horses and the carriage, and it goes galloping along by the house at top speed. But instead of the rider being headless, it's the horses. There's reports that the horses are headless and they're a strange blue colour, or they're very, very dark or very, very shadowy, but they are definitely ghost. Behind these locked gates is Mentmore Towers. It's a beautiful mansion. It's half Jacobean and half Elizabethan. Many movies and music videos were made here. This place is a paranormal investigator's dream location. Let's take a look. If we walk along this path, we will come to the main entrance of this once stunning, magnificent house. The house is set in fantastic grounds. It was built by the Rothschild family. Baron Mayer de Rothschild commissioned the house to be built by Sir Joseph Paxton and his son-in-law G.H. Stokes between 1852 and 1854. In 1977, the entire contents of the house was sold at Sotheby's. A year later, in 1978, the Maharishi Foundation purchased Mentmore Towers. The house has been standing empty for a long time. Over the years, it has become a place for ghost hunters and the like to explore, with the many ghost sightings. Let's take a look inside. The house is very spooky at night. As you walk around the house, you really do not feel alone. Behind the bookcases throughout the house are secret entrances and passages. We keep hearing strange noises and banging sounds as we walk around the house. Also, we've had glimpses of shadowy figures that are disappearing into the walls as you approach them. It feels very cold and also quite echoey because the rooms are very large and the ceilings are very high. This gorgeous ceiling, which is gilt. Look at this stunning room. During World War II, important art was stored here, including royal treasures and the royal carriage. The tycoon Simon Halliby purchased the property in 1997. He wanted to turn the house into the first 6-star hotel. It never happened, and now English Heritage have placed the home on the at-risk register. Walking down this long, dark corridor, it has a very strange atmosphere and it's very chilly. I think it's time to leave Mentmore Towers. This was Wayne's Manor in the movie Batman Begins in 2005. The Spice Girls filmed a music video here. This Gothic manor house needs life once more. I think you agree, it's a wonderful place. Let us hope that it will be saved and brought back to its original splendour. This is Hillfield Castle in Hertfordshire, a castle built between 1798 and 99 by Geoffrey Wyatt for the Honourable George Villiers, the brother of the Earl of Clarendon. It was to replace Sly's Castle, which is a picturesque Gothic design. The estate contains 2 large reservoirs, one of which were built by French prisoners of war in the 1790s. It is a great location for movies. Many movies have been filmed here. This is Margaret Rutherford that we can see at the castle in Murder at the Gallop. I spent many an evening at the castle with the owner, Robin Jeffries, a very dear friend. One visit turned out to be very spooky and unnerving. One night when I went to see Robin at his castle, I was sitting looking out the window. It was a very cold, windy night. Robin had gone off to make us a nice cup of coffee. I could hear the gate to the cemetery, the family cemetery, creaking and getting louder and louder. So when Robin came back with our coffee, I said to him, "You really must fix that gate creaking all the time." He paused and smiled and looked at me and said, "I can't do that." "Why?" I said. "Well, there hasn't been a gate there since Victorian times." I tell you, it gave me a real chill down my spine. I said, "Are you joking?" He said, No. Lots of people have heard it. I've heard it myself." And then he went on to tell me other ghost stories of the place. Now, this castle is very large and very, very chilly and creepy. So you can imagine I was a little bit uneasy. But the other story is of a coach, a horse and carriage, that comes across the front of the house and then disappears into the pond. Are you an adrenaline lover or are you a screamer? Either way, I think you'll agree, these stories are fascinating, and the more chilling they are, the more we love them. Would you walk in a graveyard late at night or enter the church when it's pitch black? I think most of us would say no. We'd rather be scared by other people telling us spooky stories or under our duvet watching a horror movie. I hope you've enjoyed this episode with all the stories of local manor houses and places of interest. Until next time.